Shocking revelations in the Herald Sun newspaper today, revealing a second payout, a secret payout to a female Victorian prisoner who was sexually assaulted while in jail by a fellow inmate who was transgender and serving time for murder for a race-based attack on a 19-year-old Sudanese teenager back in 2007. The killer, then known as Clinton Rinalt, but now going by another unknown name, was sentenced to 20 years jail for the murder back in 2009 and allowed to move into a female prison known as Taran Gower. The sexual assault took place in 2022 and report was unable to state whether the transgender murderer at that time had male genitalia. Now, Rintol, or whatever his name is being used these days, was, after the assault, moved back to a male jail. But despite committing that crime in custody, you guessed it, come 2024, last year, they were paroled and back into the community 2 years ago. I mean, where do you start with this? I mean, all states of Australia seem to have different laws regarding male prisoners identifying as female and demanding to serve their jail sentence in a female prison. Now, any sane society would think that is unacceptable, but that's where the trans debate takes us, especially in the Socialist Republic of Victoria, I've got to say. So after keeping the payout to the victim, the sexual assault victim, secret, let alone any details of the amount that was paid, you'd expect some explanation today from, say, the Premier, Jacinda Allen, or the Corrections Minister, a bloke called Enver Erdogan. But you would be wrong. The Premier did talk to the media at a hospital visit this morning, but she wasn't touching this case.
The safety and well-being of all prisoners across Victoria's prison system is paramount, and Corrections Victoria has in recent times updated its policies around the placement of prisoners to reflect that the safety and well-being of all prisoners must be paramount.
Just a word salad. Now, instead, knowing that the details of the case would again raise the question of allowing transitioning men to serve time in female jail, the Allen government wheeled out, for some bizarre reason, the Minister for Children, called Lizzie Blandthorne. Why? Who would know? But here she is, refusing to say how much the payout was or whether any charges were laid against the prisoner formerly known as Rintoul, and was the attack taken into account when the decision to release Rintoul on parole was actually made.
I won't get into the specificities of individual cases. I don't do that in my own portfolio. I certainly won't do it in other people's portfolios.
Look, I'll talk to Charlie Bazina about the craziness of all this shortly, but isn't the solution a simple one? If you are born a male and you break the law, especially but not exclusively with a crime like a race-based murder where you threaten, as Rintoul did, according to the details at trial, quote, "I'm going to take the town back by killing blacks," end of quote. Shouldn't you serve your time not only in a male prison but in a maximum security prison, not waltz off to some female prison farm? I mean, seriously, we've gone mad letting this stuff happen. And just finally, the Herald Sun reports that senior bureaucrats in the prison system have pushed back against a total ban on placing male-born trans killers, sexual predators and violent offenders in female prisons. Look, Victoria's got an election in November. There are a lot of reasons to end Labor's 10-year reign in office. And new opposition leader Jess Wilson says that one of the first things she will do will stop the practice from continuing.
The safety of female prisoners isn't being considered by the government under the current guidelines. And that's why I've been clear that the common sense approach that I will take, and I think that Victorians are looking for, is that under a government that I lead, a biological male who has been convicted of sexual offences or serious violent crime will not be in a female prison, putting female prisoners at risk.
Well said. Bring on November.